It was scary. I felt vulnerable, really vulnerable up there.
Fuck, bro.
And the locals.
How many days were you doing this with the wolves?
So it was 2 days that they were following us, but we were in sort of Wolf County, if you like, for the best part of 2 or 3 months, I would say. With the bears as well. And the bears became an issue because I sort of went out there with a healthy mindset. As long as I leave the bears alone, the bears are going to leave me alone, right? But the locals were telling me otherwise. And they would start showing me photos, start showing me videos, and sending me clips saying this happened only 1-2 kilometers away from where you are now.
Where people were killed by bears.
People were killed just running into huts, killing families. And they were trying to say that they're coming off the mountains because it's too cold. They're looking for calories before they go into hibernation. So we were there in the wrong season. And it's that terrified us the most. It was the stories of the locals. And, if the locals panic, then you should definitely be panicking, is what I always say.
There's a lot of parts of the world where you have to be really worried about wild animals all the time.
Yeah.
We here in America, for whatever reason, we've forgotten that. I think everybody that lives in a big city has basically kind of forgotten that.
Yeah.
But when you make that trek, you realize, like, oh, there's no rules out here. They'll eat you.
That's it.
They'll eat everything. They'll eat a caribou. They'll eat a moose. Why wouldn't they eat you?
Yeah.
What, do they think you're special? They don't even know what the fuck you are.
That's it.
It's probably the only thing that keeps you alive is they haven't eaten a person lately.
Yeah. And they take, like you said, caribou. They can take the bears big enough to caribou, like moose.
Yeah.
Moose are huge as well.
My friend watched a moose watched a bear kill a moose on a spotting scope. He was looking through a spotting scope and he saw a bear swat down the back of a moose, just break its back.
Snap its back. Terrifying.
He said the grizzly hit the moose so hard it snapped its back.
Jeez.
And I'm like, what?
The power, the sheer strength in a bear. And they are big, aren't they? The moose are
Moose are huge.
Yeah.
This bear swatted that thing and broke its back. And he said he watched it go down. He watched this chase. There's like this altercation between this bear and the moose. And he stayed on it. And the bear gets a hold of the moose and just fucking swats it.
Terrifying.
The moose is like, I got to get the fuck out of here. And the bear's like, bitch, you going nowhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, those animals are up there in China too.
Yeah.
They're a very similar type of bear, right? It's a type of brown bear, isn't it?
That's it, type of brown bear, yeah. Slightly. You've got the big ones here, haven't you? The proper grizzlies. In Alaska,
Not
they're
here.
the biggest, aren't they?
Well, they killed them all in California. Everything that they had that was here in California, it's on our flag. It's our state flag. If you look at the California state flag, there's a giant grizzly bear in the middle of the California state flag.
No way.
Yeah, because it used to be an issue here.
Got you.
They killed so many people that we just killed all the bears. Not we. I wasn't here.
Got you, yeah. Wow. I didn't know that, yeah. So they're further north now, are they?
That's it right there. Yeah,
there you go. Yeah.
They're nowhere near here. You got to go up into like Vancouver. British Columbia has them. British Columbia has a lot of bears.
Yeah.
They have Montana has them. Montana has grizzlies. Wyoming has grizzlies. Colorado may or may not. My friend Adam saw them there.
Yeah.
But they're not in California anymore. And it's just because they killed them. There's actually a town named after the last guy who died.
Oh, really?
Levesque, California. The last guy who got killed by a grizzly bear.
Just out hunting, was it? Or?
Just probably being a dude that was alive back then.
Yeah, man, terrifying.
So you experienced this in China. What are your precautions? Are you allowed to bring bear spray?
So we had an air horn. We had a whistle.
Oh, Jesus, a whistle.
A whistle, yeah. So they say that the biggest attacks happen from where Tibetans out farming, doing their business in the mountains. They're in the forest and they come up the top of the hill. There's a bear there, and obviously the bear's shocked, it's scared, and it just attacks.
Yeah, that does happen with bears in America as well.
That's it, yeah. So they would say pretty much take a whistle, take an air horn, make yourself aware, make the bear aware that you're present, you're approaching. And normally they would scare off, they'd run away. But there was a local that told me that, so they have these big Tibetan Mastiffs. Have you seen the Tibetan Mastiffs? Like the dogs that guard the
200 plus
livestock.
pounds are huge.
Terrifying. More of a problem than the wolves they were for me, because they can scare away the wolves, they scare away snow leopards, the bears. But this one local was telling me that he wasn't living in his gur, which is like a white felt tent, like a yurt. He was living in a concrete hut. And he had a courtyard with a fence. The fence was open, but just outside the fence is a Tibetan Mastiff chained up. And he said that this bear wasn't fazed about the Tibetan Mastiff. It walked straight past it into the courtyard and was scratching at his steel door whilst he was hiding in one of his empty cupboards. And it lasted about 30, 40 minutes, and he was telling me this story. And I'm like, I'm in a tent. It's scratching against this steel door, and I'm just in a tent in the wilderness.
Fuck, man. They're monsters. If they weren't a real thing, if grizzly bears or brown bears weren't real, and then they were in a movie, you'd be like, "What?
Yeah,
Imagine
you
that
would.
poor guy." And imagine someone would ask someone like you, like, "Why in the world,
Yeah.
if you know they're there, would you gonna want to walk for that long in
Yeah.
bear country?"